LPT. Tell your family, if you die, to let your pet see your dead body. If I die while I have a pet, let my animal see my dead body. Let them see my dead body, please. They understand death, and seeing me dead will allow them to mourn, but if I just never show up one day, they'll think I abandoned them. Let my animal see my dead body.
Same with pets in a multi-pet family. When one of our 2 cats was put down due to age, we showed the body to the other. She had a slightly shocked reaction, so I think she understood he had died.
I agree with want my family to witness my cat's guilt at having murdered me in cold blood.
Just don't let them leave your body with your pets for too long.
They have none.
Just tell them to throw the away, you.
Just chiming in to say I brought my bulldog with me when I had to make the tough decision to euthanize my family's Boston Terrier at the vet due to sudden onset of severe seizures, possibly due to brain tumors. My bulldog had no concept of the fact she was losing one of her pack that she spent years bonding with. Neither dog looked to each other to give or receive comfort. I don't think my bulldog ever thought of the Boston Terrier again. Maybe some dogs that are more intelligent can conceptualize death and mourn, but definitely not the breeds I was dealing with. My best friend's husky also on his grave immediately after the burial. Not sure what to make of that, but I don't think it's how a dog mourns or respects the dead. All this to say that personification of animals doesn't always make sense. Most animals do not conceptualize the world the way we do. There will be trauma over the loss of a loved one, but animals are way better than humans in their ability to live in the moment and not focus on past or future.
And pass up a chance for free? In this economy? I read where the red fern grows in elementary school, so I refuse to believe dogs can't grieve for each other loudly crying.
When I showed my cat that her only remaining daughter had died, she couldn't have been less interested.
My lizard wouldn't give a FUQK, he's a cold-blooded.
Something that still makes me sad is that a few years ago I had 2 pet rats who were sisters. When the first died, I let the other see her, and she spent the remaining month of her life in a clear depression, and when I was around did not do anything other than maintain physical contact with me. They're such incredible, intelligent creatures, and I hate the bad PR they have just because, rat.
I just recently had 2 rats pass. But they both were old and were both declining, so the vet suggested both getting put down the same time. It shocked me how fast their health declines, one day running around, the next they can't even move.
A lot of animals, such as cats, actively hide pains and illness in order not to show weakness. Could that be it? Not that rats are very similar.
I did this for my cats P and K when T died, and then again for P a year later when K. Not sure P entirely understood it the first time. There were times in the days that followed when he still ran out into the living room to look for T at various times. But I do think that P understood it when K died. He even took over K's exact spot in bed with me.
I've decided not to die.
100% agree with this. My family had 2 little dogs, boy and girl. The boy passed in a boating accident and was not found for a few weeks. Every single night the girl dog would howl and cry for the boy dog. When the body of the boy dog was finally found, we brought him home to be buried, and she got to see his body. From then on she never cried, but she is routinely found sitting under the tree next to his grave. She totally knows that he is there. It's heartbreaking.
We did this with my grandpa when he died. His dog knew but also went into a deep depression. He would just lay down and cry. He didn't want to eat, but then they remembered my grandpa would give him some McDonald's cheeseburger as a treat. They went and got him one and he ate some. It took a few months of him being depressed, but he would still sleep in my grandpa's room and bed until he finally started to feel less sad.
The circumstances of how this is done is problematic. One of my cats died at the vet. They were gonna handle the cremation. So instead of retrieving the body, taking it home so my other cat could see it and then returning the body to the vet, I took my boy Zig to the vet to see his buddy Zag. I do not think Zig understood at all. He was scared. Not sure if it was him being scared by a vet visit, or he was scared that I had taken him to the people that killed his buddy.
After LifeProTips.
Yeah, they go down fast. When the second one of mine was being put to sleep, the vet said, "The problem with rats is that they have the souls of dogs, but with such short life expectancies.
Cats will start breaking out the fine china."
I've heard this for years, but we abruptly had one of our cats pass away of a heart attack while we were out running errands.
In the haze of the shock and pain of figuring out what to do next, I took her body and showed it to our other cat, who has been her companion for most of her life. I felt silly doing it, especially because she was obviously home when the other cat died. She looked at the body and seemed disinterested, and then looked up at me and gave this little sound. Obviously, we can't speak to cats or vice versa, but in that moment she and I shared a moment of grief together. I looked into her eyes, and she looked into mine, and we didn't need words. We were feeling the same thing. It was very powerful.
Yes, my poor dog was looking for her best friend for weeks. Every time she heard a squeaky toy or saw a little black dog, she'd perk up. The look on her face when she realized it wasn't him made me cry. She would look to me, confused and so.
I have a golden retriever. I had a cat named Joey. Now Joey was a barn cat, but he grew to be part of my little family of Bear and I. They would play and snuggle. One day Joey got hit by a car, back, hips and legs tore up and out of his body. I called the vet in after hours to have him get put down. I brought Bear so he could see what happened to Joey. Now Bear is a very smart dog, working dog. He's been a bird dog since he was 3 months old. Has killed birds and witnessed a lot of it, so I'm sure he has his head wrapped around what death is. That theory was confirmed that day when Joey got put down. Bear acted like he got hit, physically whining, cowarding, running away. Very out of the ordinary for him. Never hated going to the vet before that incident. Now he will start to shake if we even drive by that place. Something I wish I could take back. It would have been much better if I showed him after he was dead so he didn't think I killed him when I took him there. Moral of the story: dogs can understand death. This isn't a bad idea, but it might change them forever.
Technically the truth. One of my 2 elder cats was hit by a car last year at night. By morning, animal control picked him up and a neighbor told me what happened. It was raining heavily, so any cat residue got washed away. My other cat was so sad at being abandoned. At Christmas, when family is together, my live cat stared up the staircase waiting for his brother who never came. It's been almost a year and my cat waits by the door, in the yard, up the stairs, waiting for his brother who will never come home. He's better these days, but he really has sadness a lot.
Part of what makes cats so interesting to me is how diverse their personalities. Had cats who would probably try to drag me out of a burning building and cats who would be eating my corpse within 2 minutes of me dying. XD.
When my cat passed, we made sure that my dog could see her for a bit so he could understand. He poked her a couple of times for a response, and then stood vigil over her till my ex and I took her. She was old and not friends with him, but I think him seeing that we lost a pack member helped him cope and not look for her.
Lizard equals cold-blooded. Lizards don't marry equals children. Cold-blooded. Math checks out.
That's so sad. We form such incredible emotional bonds with pets, but if only there was a way to communicate basic things to them, like the death of another pet. When showing the body isn't an option. They can tell when we're sick or sad and can tell us when they need something or warn us of danger. We can show them love, comfort, and provide a safe place to live. But we can't make always them understand.
It's like the episode of Futurama where his dog waits outside the pizzeria till its death. Always draws a tear.
Having volunteered in dog rescue for 20+ years, the number of surrenders who come in because the owner died and the family doesn't want them, it's sad. You can see the confusion in the dog's eyes. What happened? Where's my friend?
Also, if you have to euthanize your pet someday, stay with them until the very end. No one should be alone at the, as someone pointed out below, try to bring the vet to your home.
Interesting. I hid my cat's adopted sister cat from him when she died. He subsequently spent weeks looking for her. I felt so awful. It was an innocent mistake, but it caused him so much turmoil. And about 3 months later, I randomly unpacked something with her scent on it, and he immediately started looking for her again for another week or so.